How you doing? I'm Big D. Thanks for stopping in. This show is going to be about why does Wegovy and Ozempic work, which is a GLP-1 agonist. Before we get to the show, I'm going to give you my disclaimer. I am not a doctor. These are my experiences and my research of the doctors that have actually put these types of things out, and I want to share them because before you get into anything such as a weight loss program along with medications, things that you might need to know. So as I said, I am not a doctor, so please seek out your doctor if any of this is what might help you. And understand going forward, some of these symptoms you may not have. Some you may have pretty bad, and you're going to need some true doctor's experience and help going forward. So why does Wegovy and Ozempic work? Because being a GLP-1 agonist, which is a hormone that's naturally produced in our bodies. Wegovy and Ozempic are nearly identical copies of our naturally produced GLP-1 hormone. Wegovy and Ozempic GLP-1 hormones, they are slightly different from our natural GLP-1 that is produced in our bodies. And it is different by staying active in our system much longer than the naturally produced GLP-1, which allows the Wegovy and Ozempic GLP-1 to continuously exert the effects. Now, the GLP-1 communicates with the pancreas to produce more insulin, which brings down the blood sugar. Also, the GLP-1 communicates with the liver. Our liver naturally produces sugar. So when our blood sugar levels are low or at a nice steady rate and running as it should, then the GLP-1 is not needed. But when it is out of control, your body needs something to help it along. Usually someone like myself who is insulin resistant, that's where my GLP-1 only is activated for a very short period of time, if at all. That's why if you've ever gone on to a carnivore diet or a keto diet, you notice some pretty easy weight loss. But you can't stay on it because if you were like me, it is a difficult preparation to stay into when it comes to your food. Figuring out how to make something or what am I going to eat? There's not a lot that you like when it comes to staying on a low carb, high fat, high protein type diet. So I couldn't stay on it too long. But you notice some nice changes in your body if you were on it for a couple of months. So when your blood sugar levels are low and at a nice steady rate and running as it should, your pancreas doesn't have to produce as much insulin. And so let's say if you have diabetes and the liver can get a little carried away in terms of liver production of sugars, which means increasing sugar production from the liver, blood sugar in the blood. That's usually why so many of us gain weight. That's where the GLP-1 hormone comes in. It starts with a communication with the liver and tells it to calm down. After this discussion, ultimately the sugar from the liver shuts down and also lowers the level of insulin by the pancreas. Now that's how the GLP-1 manages our blood sugar. What the GLP-1 hormone and GLP-1 medications do is slows down the digestive system, moves the food you get, and it slows it down in your digestive tract, making food sit in your stomach for a long period of time. This gives you a sensation of feeling full. The bad thing about this is if food isn't going down at a steady rate, and unfortunately, going much slower. So the portions you eat previously, or if you happen to be enjoying some foods or overeating those foods, it is possible that that food has no place to go except for up, if you know what I mean. Also creates nausea. So overeating along with nausea and possible throwing up, and also even leading to constipation. Rumor has it that after your body gets used to this medication, your body learns to move it along at a faster rate. And hopefully at that point, you're going to be able to learn to manage your food consumption. Eventually, things will start to move at a normal rate. And you'll probably be more hungry and consume more food and feel more normal without overeating, with also much less side effects. Another aspect of the GLP-1 medication is signaling your brain, which is the main area of the GLP-1 medication, which helps to mitigate and control our appetite, our food-seeking behaviors, and likely in wanting of food is able to cross the blood-brain barrier and bind the various areas, in particular in our hypothalamus, which helps regulate appetite. I hope I pronounced that properly, or at least you have an idea where I was going with that. Now, the ability to cross the blood-brain barrier is the idea as to why medications such as Wegovy and Ozempic may be more effective than medications such as Trulicity. Trulicity can get into the brain as well, and doesn't have a great weight loss management effect. So understanding many things to be aware of. Most important, in my opinion, drink lots of water. Because when your body has less sugar, and less sugar causes your body to flush water from its system. And try to find a way to eat even little food is better than no food, because you could become hypoglycemic and become lightheaded, lower energy, and possible things, other things that I haven't experienced, but you may have or will have. So if you're going to use this medication, going with the mindset of doing everything you can to become healthy again. So giving yourself a cheat day may not be the way to do it. Use a cheat day, get your body thinking, hey, that sugar was pretty good. Maybe I ought to do it again today. And then it's harder and harder for you to get back on track, because that's what that stuff does to me. I don't know about you, but if I'm off of something that turns into sugar in my body, such as pastas, breads, candies, sugary drinks, even if it's an apple juice, orange juice, something that you think is good for you, it's not for me. I stay away from any of that stuff. So again, just make sure you drink plenty of water. If you're low on energy, it's possible that this is flushing the sugar from your system. And you might want to give it some food. But foods that will give you energy, but not the spike in insulin, such as sugars. Give yourself some proteins. By drinking water, you're going to flush your body with toxins, the things that have been in your body for many years, probably. And hopefully will keep your digestive system moving as fast as possible, because you know that it's going to slow. Now, in the beginning, some people think, wow, I just lost 20 pounds in 2 weeks. It's not fact. It's impossible. And I'll tell you why in a minute. But first, going back to what your body does when you first start this type of medication. It rids sugar from your body. Ridding sugar from your body causes water to flush from your body. So your first initial weight loss is going to be water. It's unfortunate that most doctors don't tell their patients anything. And that was the reason why I started doing my research and found a lot of things that our doctors should be telling us. Okay, getting to a perspective of how I know your initial weight loss is not from fat. It takes 3,500 calories of less intake of food or burning it on a treadmill, elliptical, weight training, whatever you're going to talk about. 3,500 calories for 1 pound of fat. So do you think when you're on a treadmill and you program the treadmill in with your weight, it might ask your age, blah, 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 blah. Well, the heavier you are, the more calories you're going to burn. That's why the treadmill might ask you that. And if it's a good treadmill, it's going to ask you. It wants to get you into the fat burning area and keep you there as long as you can do it. And some treadmills actually give you details of that, such as you're this amount of age, you're going to burn this, you're going to need to get into your heart rate setting of 130 beats per minute, whatever it is, right? If you're younger, it's probably going to tell you you got to bump it up to 150 or whatever it is. But listen to it. Listen to what the treadmill or elliptical or whatever machine it is. If it's at a gym, it's a quality machine. So it should ask all those pertinent information questions. So you're on a treadmill for an hour. You'll probably burn 300 calories. Yeah, that's it. Times that by 7, 2,100 calories a week. So you might burn a half a pound to a pound just from the treadmill. Then whatever you do with cutting back on foods. So you might get 1 to 2 pounds a week. And if you do yourself a favor and you stay away from anything that has sugars in it, then it's a possibility you could burn a little more in the beginning. But it starts to slow when your body sees that you're getting rid of something and we don't like it. Again, this is my opinion, so do your own research, and talk to your doctors. Have a good, nice long discussion with them. Don't just jump on board and grab a hold of this medication because what everybody is out there telling you, because it's a possibility that it's either water loss in the beginning or they're lying to you. You don't know these people on this discussion board. Most people that I know, they're not truth tellers. Or they get excited over water loss, and then they get all depressed when they plateau. They call it a plateau. But at first, they never lost anything in the beginning. You might see some that get onto this and they go crazy and cut back on everything and do the right thing and actually have some weight loss goals met early. But the average person does not. I've been on these discussion boards and I'm shocked. They go on vacations. They go out drinking every 3-4 nights. They do things that if you're really trying to lose weight and become healthy, they're not doing it. And then they tell you they lost 20 pounds in the first month. Believe what you got to believe, but kind of read between the lines. This is a great medication. At least it has been for me and others that I know that have been on this. I've had discussions with a few people, along with people that have sent me emails because of my other shows. They want to know more about something, and their doctor said whatever it was, and I would look into it. I would do the research. Again, it is just research. But their doctor was straying them and making them angry. So they wanted a second opinion. Why they contact me? Maybe they felt comfortable that I would be able to get the information. Moving on. It is kind of amazing, 3,500 calories to lose one pound of fat, but that is the way it is. So for beginners, don't get cocky, because it's a very good possibility, even if you're upping the water, that you are going to be losing more water than you're taking in. I do about 120 ounces a day of water, and I spread it throughout the whole day. I'm up at 4 o'clock in the morning, working out, get to work by 6, work a 8-hour shift. I go to the gym again in the afternoon, and my dinner is about 5 o'clock in the afternoon, roughly 5:30, 6 o'clock at the latest. I don't want to progress it too late because I do go to bed by 10. Eating too much later than that and having it being a slow digestive tract, I don't want it sitting in my stomach for throughout the night, as long as I can accomplish what I need to accomplish. So I don't believe, unless you're changing your lifestyle, that you're going to have a ton of success. Some people take a little while for them to change the lifestyle. And I'm not saying rush it either, but you got to start in the very beginning, maybe even before you start Wegovy. So you're in the progression of the change. My opinion only. I'm not telling you what to do. Again, contact your doctor. Even though they might give you the wrong information. Now, again, understand that these are my experiences and opinions, along with my research. But they were taken from actual doctors. I checked their credentials. They're not just a guy wearing a white coat. They know what they're talking about. They applied themselves in this category. So take it for what it is. Always run things by your doctor. Thank you. Have a great day.